Hey everyone, NicMakesPlays here, and today I want to go over my thoughts on Tahm Kench and Soraka reveals coming up the expansion October 14th, which is 3 days from now. So I'm just going to say how viable I think the cards are. I actually think all of them are really good, the Soraka and her followers and Tahm and his followers, and I'd like to show out ways they can be utilized, I guess, or just my opinion of them. So start out here. First, we have Crusty Codger, 1 mana, 2/4. Play, deal 2 to me. So it comes in as a 2/2, but it's actually a 2/4. The reason that's really good is because you ever heal it with like Guiding Touch, or like you buff it with Troll Chant for the turn, or Iron Elixir or anything like that, it gets its stats back permanently. So yeah, it comes out as a 2/2, which is fine for one. It's pretty good already. But then, yeah, when you heal it like Guiding Touch, whatever, it gains stats permanently. And also has implications with Tahm later, so we'll get to that too in a second. Next we have Fortune Croaker, 2 mana, 2/3, deal 1 to me, and an ally to draw 1. Card's really good. These are pretty cool if they can level up Vlad really fast because they're all self-damaging. But on average, just going to be like a draw 1 for 2 mana. I mean, it's going to come as a 2/2 if you deal the damage to itself. But it's definitely a way to gain advantage in the early game. Especially because you're going to be putting these... I mean, I'm personally going to put Tahm and Soraka together. But again, I'll get to that too. But there's a lot of ways you can heal them back to gain advantage. So next is Box Boost. This card's absolutely amazing. 2 mana, 3/4, play, deal 3 to me. So in Challenger, and then so it comes in at a 3/1, right? Because it deals 3 to itself. But if you can just have like again like the Guiding Touches, the healing, the Troll, if you run an info with the Troll Chant, anyway you can heal it. It can end up getting a lot of value. Now if you play in a deck like Soraka where you're continuously healing your allies, which we'll get to again, then you can see this getting a lot of good combat trades and kind of knocking out a lot of the opponent's early game. And seeing value by just winning combat trades over and over again and getting healed. So next we have Slider Docs. This isn't really a card that works with Tahm, but round start, toss 1 if you are deep, destroy me to summon a random sea monster. Good against control decks. It's cool that deep is a new card, but against like most strategies, this might be a bit too slow if you're being pressured. And I think that deep's early game is already where they struggle the most. So this won't really help that, but it'll help the later game. I mean, all in all, it's cool to have a new card to work with. So. Maybe you can see some play. Next you have Lounging Lizard, 3 mana, 3/5, round start, deal 2 to me, elusive. Pretty good card, pretty good stats. If you don't have a way to keep healing, it's gonna kill itself in a few turns, but it comes out with amazing base stats. It could be good in like an elusive deck, like elusive build water there to have Golden Narwhal and Slippery Wave Rider and other elusives could be cool. Next you have Crumble, kill an ally to kill a unit or destroy a landmark. That's a Shadow Isle card. That's pretty good. It works really well with the Undying decks, because there's a Shadow Isle Bilge Water deck based on the Undying. Kill the Undying to get rid of a landmark or unit. Pretty versatile, and it's hard removal, so it can kill things like Soraka and Tahm Kench that have a lot of health, or like, let's just say like, you know, so say Trinimir, but he revives himself, and I was going to say Aesol, but he's Spell Shield. Dayhunder, like Dayhunder or something. And then sunk cost, shuffle unit or landmark into the deck. Pretty expensive, but pretty versatile, and shuffling is unique. It'll be meta dependent if the Crumble and sunk cost are played, but they have potential. But yeah, I'm just going to reiterate, I think that Crusty Codger, Fortune Croaker, and Box Bus are like really, really good. Tahm Kench. Alright, Tahm Kench looks absolutely crazy. I'm pretty excited. Alright, form is pretty unique, so follow with me. 4 mana, 2/6, round start, create an acquired taste. Level up, I've captured 3+ units. When I level up, obliterate my captured enemies and release my allies. Acquired taste is 2 mana slow spell. Tahm Kench swallows an enemy unit. It strikes him, so it deals damage to him based on its attack. Then he captures it, which makes it like he eats it basically. And then his champ spell is Baby Brunch, 3 mana slow spell. An ally captures another ally and gains the captured ally's stats. Shuffle Tahm Kench into your deck. This can be also main decked. It won't have to shuffle a Tahm Kench into your deck part, but it can be main decked as a normal card, just Baby Brunch. And then his level up is round start, create an acquired taste, so same as the base form. But when he attacks, he obliterates all the captured allies. Or when he attacks, he obliterates all the captured enemies and then release the allies. Alright, so here's the way I see this card. I think there's very clear synergy with this card and Soraka, and I will go a little bit more in depth when we show Soraka why I think they're an amazing pair together. You can run it, you can run like a turbo capture version with like detain and stuff, but the biggest issue with Tahm Kench is that like he gets stricken when he captures the enemy, and it's easy for him to die by like a lot of things if they use their spells on him. So I like him with Targon a lot because Soraka can heal him, and then Bastion gives spell shield to him. But he might be a slower level up because again without the Tain, like he's not going to level up too fast, but that's okay. I think he's just good as a control tool. Like you just play him on the field and then every turn it gives you an acquired taste, and whatever your opponent plays is threatened to get captured, which can put your opponent in a really hard spot. So I think that's probably the best way to play him, is just to play him with just the acquired taste as the only capture spell. I mean, he has this champ spell, Bay of Brunch. I was thinking about it. I actually like that he gains stats, but there's other ways to give him stats. So he might level a bit slower if you don't main deck a Bay of Brunch itself. But this card is definitely kind of expensive and can be stopped. And capturing your own allies, you lose field presence and stuff. It could be good to level up faster, maybe like 1 or 2 of in the deck, but I really think just playing Tahm Kench and then just doing 3 acquired tastes is probably the best way to level him up, or one of the best ways to level him up. Just slow and steady, because this is like a really inconvenient control to your opponent to keep sucking your guys up. So I think that today, or my first time I make Tahm Kench is going to be Soraka Tahm Kench, like a control deck where you just like Tahm Kench controls the field, because there's a lot of we'll get the rest of the cards later. But yeah, this card's really good. I think there's a lot of ways to build him. You can make him Freyward, because there's like Kindly Tavern Keeper and all kinds of the troll chant buffs we talked about earlier with the followers. I think it's good protection for Tahm Kench. I think you play Demacia with like the detain heavy thing, and like maybe Tahm Kench Deluxe, because you have the Mage Seeker Investigator that gives you a detain, so you have basically a lot more captures, or you can play in Targon Soraka. Next we have Wise Fry, 6 mana 3/8, Overwhelm Vulnerable. Deal 1 to all other allies and grab you +1/+0 for each of them. Definitely could be a good finisher, like an aggro deck, like maybe like a Vlad deck. Like this could be very powerful with Vladimir. If you're trying to play Vladimir Bilgewater, and this could potentially get up to 8 attack as well. Never mind. No, yes, 8. Okay, yes, 8 attack as well. So he can do a lot of damage, and if you can heal him, if you're playing like Soraka, then that could be good too. I mean, not like the best card, but definitely viable. And next we have Shakedown. All right, this card's amazing. I don't actually know if it goes in the Soraka Tahm deck or what's going to go in, but this can be put in a bunch of different stuff. 1 mana burst spell, so that's already a good start. Deal 2 to an ally to grant 2 enemies vulnerable. That could potentially remove 2 enemies. This is, again, phenomenal. Honestly, the best card ever for the Undying deck, the Bilgewater Shadow Isle deck that runs Rose Sheriff and the Undying. So good, because you can just like deal 2 to your Undying, and then you give 2 enemies vulnerable, and then your Undying's reborn, and next turn you can just kill them. Or you can kill them that turn if you have more units. So, yeah, this card's well-rounded. You'll probably see playing a lot of stuff. I'm just not sure what yet. But I think Tahm Kench looks really good. But I'm pretty excited to just talk about Tahm Kench and Soraka together, so let's keep going. Next we have Soraka's followers and other cards, I guess. Star Spring. 2 mana. This card's crazy. 2 mana, landmark. Round end, heal damage allies 1. Then, once I've seen you heal, 22 plus damage from allies win the game. Alright, this card's kind of wild. Alright, so the first thing I want to say is like you don't need to all in, like try and make a heal win con and try and turbo out the heal, because you won't always have Star Spring, and healing without Star Spring might not really get you that far. I just think it's good to have in the deck. It's as good as heal damage allies 1 on round end is for 2 mana, which I think is really good with the Bilgewater followers, because they damage themselves. So then, if they heal themselves, you're getting the Star Spring win con, like you're threatening it over time, and they're gonna have to get rid of it or beat you before it. And it's gonna be hard for them to beat you because you have Tahm Kench like interrupting their whole field. But also, it just starts. It's gonna level up Soraka, and it just threatens a win con. It gets a lot of value with like Boxopus and stuff. You can get trades with him and Krusty Codger. It gives you value out of healing, because it can turn, like normally healing would just not do that much, but getting stats back for good combat trades can net you advantage. In combat trades you'd win because your units that damage themselves are now stronger. The Bilgewater ones we just went over. The Origin Pass, 3 mana fast spell, draw a landmark or destroy a landmark. Pretty good. It's nice if landmarks are over meta. You could always because like if you were to main deck, let's say it didn't say draw a landmark, so it just said destroy a landmark. In matchups where they don't play landmarks, it's completely dead. But since it says draw a landmark, that's pretty good, because then even if it's not a matchup they landmarks to destroy, you can search your own, like Star Spring. So that's cool. Next we have Spring Guardian. This card's absolutely amazing. I love this card, especially in Tahm Kench deck. The issue is that there's already a lot of good 3-drops in that deck. We'll get into that later. Spring Guardian, 3 mana 3/3. When I'm summoned, create a Spring Gifts in hand. Spring Gifts, fully heal an ally 1 slow spell. Amazing. 3/3 for 3. Good stats. Gives you a card to hand that's free advantage. Fully heal an ally. That's really good if you have like Tahm Kench with a lot of stats from Bay Brunch and stuff. This card's really good. But let's get into Soraka, because this is where all the pieces come together. Alright, Soraka. This card's really good. Alright, let's go to her base form first. 3 mana 1/6. Support. Heal me and a support ally 4. When you've healed damage allies 4+ times, level up. Keep in mind she doesn't have to see you heal allies 4+ times. You just have to heal them. Like she can level up in deck and stuff. And then when she's evolved, She was a 3-mana 2/7, which is really, really, really good stats for a 3-mana card. The first time you heal a damaged ally each round, draw 1. Support, fully heal me and my support ally. Alright. So this card is really good. I think her and Tahm Kench are phenomenal together because since Tahm Kench strikes himself when he captures, she can just heal him back, and then Tom's level up form has to attack to obliterate the allies inside of him, or obliterate the enemies he captured inside of him, and then she just heals them back to full, and then just obliterates them. And then each time you're gonna, okay, so this is going to draw your card every single round, pretty much. If you have the Star Spring card, yeah, you're drawing on round end, but you're still drawing every single round. And the cool thing about Star Springs is that it's not taking you extra cards to do it. Like, it's not like you're having to play a Guiding Touch every turn, which is, you know, using a card. It's just for free. You're going to draw at the end of every round. Like, without having to do anything else, you just get 2 draws per turn. One at the end and one at the beginning. In general, just gems. I mean, just use a gem on Tahm Kench to give him some attack. And then it becomes a 1-mana, heal Tom 1, give him an attack, and draw cards. You just have this. So Soraka's just this crazy value engine, while Tom's becoming this unkillable powerhouse, especially because in Targon they have Bastion, which gives Spell Shield to Tom. So I really like Soraka to just keep healing Tom, and then use, like, Tom's just going to sit there as a control tool, right? Like, he just sits there, and every time they play something threatening, you just, like, eat it. And then Soraka just keeps healing him back and drawing you cards, and then you can win like that. But Star Spring is also an alternate win condition, because the whole time you're doing this, you're healing Tom, and if Tom gets really big, again, from Bayou Brunch, you're healing a lot. Like, if you Spring Guardian in the Spring Gifts, we saw it fully heal an ally for 1. The bigger Tom gets, the more you're healing. Like, let's say, like, you Bayou Brunch. Oh, also, I want to mention with Tom, if you Bayou Brunch, like, let's say Krusty Codger, the 1-mana 2/4 from earlier, even though it's damaged 2/2, when you eat it and gain stats, it gains the full 2/4. So you can get really big stats with Tom. I'm actually going to go into this card real quick, because I think it could be really good Tom. 4-mana... 4-mana burst for 4-mana burst spell. Heal an ally 4 and grant it +0/+4. Grant, so it's permanent. So this, in general, it's an okay card, but I wouldn't see it in Swing decks, but I think it's great in a Tom deck because this card counts towards leveling her up, Soraka up. It counts towards the Star Springs win condition, which is going to be big, but granting it +0/+4 is really, really good because then, since it has higher health, every time it gets damaged, is exactly what I'm saying, Soraka will heal it for more. So let's say he goes to 10 health, right? Then let's say he gets down to like 4. If you heal with Soraka next turn, he heals 6, which drastically levels up Star Springs, which needs 22 health to win the game. So I just think there's so much synergy between Soraka and Tahm Kench. You just keep drawing cards, you keep disrupting their plays with Tahm Kench, you have alternate win conditions with Star Springs, which is easy to do. All the ability order cards damage themselves, and then you heal them, which is easy level ups for Soraka, but also gives them extra stats. I mean, it comes together. I think there's clear intention between Soraka and Tom. I really, again, like Targon as the best way to play Tom in theory because it has Bastion, which gives Spell Shield, which means so other regions, let's say you played in Freylord or Demacia, if they were to use Vengeance on Tahm Kench or Sunk Cost, the card we just saw, or like Runation, anything with hard removal, that guarantees remove the card. It doesn't matter if your Tahm Kench is like Bayou Brunch, gained a bunch of stats, and he has like 15, 16 defense or something. I mean, if they have Vengeance, he's going to die, right? If they have Will of Elnia, he's going to get put to the hand. It doesn't matter his stats. Like, they're going to kill him. It just says kill an enemy, right? Like the comment that invokes Celestial Comment. They're just going to obliterate him. But since you have Bastion, it's one of the only regions that can just fully negate those cards. It can just fully protect Tom. And so you get Soraka and all the synergies on top of this with the healing and the self-damaging things. But you also get to get Bastion, which I think is key, and also a card like Guiding Touch and Pale Cascade and a bunch of good cards. So I really like Tahm Soraka. It's probably one of the first decks I'm going to be playing, along with Shyvana Dragons. And then there is one more card. I don't think it directly goes in the Tahm deck. It could be just another way to threaten a win condition, but it's a pretty good card, actually. I just don't know what deck it goes in quite yet. 4 mana, 3/4, Stargazer. When you heal a damaged ally, give it Elusive this round. Ooh. This is pretty good with all the self-damaging cards because Star Spring's round end, but I don't know, let's just use gems. If you use a gem on something, it makes it stronger, makes it elusive. Could be good alt win con, could be good in the right meta. Definitely a pretty interesting card, I like it a lot, but yeah, I really like Tom and Soraka together. You just keep, again, just to reiterate, Tom controls the field, which stalls for the Star Springs win condition. Soraka keeps drawing you cards. The box supposed can control the field too by being Challenger and healing himself. It makes the gems amazing. They become 1 mana draw a card and heal your guy and give it 1 attack permanently. So that can give Tom some attack points, which is really good. So yeah, I think Soraka and Tom are amazing and even better together. So that's my take. Hope you guys like it. I'll be doing a video on Shyvana soon. I'll see you guys there.